Hi, I'm Randy at All About Living. I'm out here in Tammy's Cook Shed. This is my venison stew recipe, okay? But we're gonna substitute that with rabbit meat. I've been wanting for months now to make this rabbit stew, and now I have the opportunity. Okay, what you're gonna need to make this most awesome venison stew with rabbit meat is, of course, some rabbit meat. Tammy was gracious enough while I was taking a nap today to come out and get this all cut up. We got to do a little bit more work to it, but hey, we're way ahead of the game. All right, we're going to need some bacon. We ain't going to need this much, but I'm going to venture to say we're probably going to need about that much. Well, we got this big old pot going in, so we'll see. It all depends. There's some pretty thick bacon. We're going to need some mushrooms, fresh mushrooms. We're going to need some rosemary. Tammy's got a rosemary plant out there in the yard. And so, ooh, boy, I can smell that right here. We're going to need some bay leaves. Okay, we're going to need some thyme. I like fresh thyme, but this will work just fine. And Tammy didn't know what I was talking about when I told her I needed some brown sauce. All right, but she calls it kitchen bouquet. And right there it says browning and seasoning sauce. We're gonna need some pepper. We're gonna need some salt. We're gonna need some garlic. And for your, oh, here, let me go ahead and bring out this. This is almost secret ingredient. Cabernet Sauvignon. Go to the dollar store, $2.99. You can buy you a bottle of Cabernet Sauvignon. That'd be perfectly fine for the stew we're about to make. Okay, we got a cup of bell peppers, celery, onions, carrots, and potatoes. Okay, just cut up however many potatoes. But you want to get them small now. You don't want, you know, real bulky potatoes. But what we got here, we got about 4 cups. Okay, I think that's what that thing holds, 4 cups. All right, you're also going to need a little bit of virgin olive oil. And I would also recommend having some butter. Ain't cooking nothing around here without butter. All right, we got some meat preparation that we got to do, and so let's go ahead and get that done real quick. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and get started. I guess what we'll do is we'll start with this rabbit meat. We got to get this cut down. This is going to take a little bit of time. But what I really like to do is I like to make, especially with game or like wild game, you want to try to cut it in small pieces so if you can't chew it, at least you can swallow it. Okay? Now that's the way I look at it. That's the truth. Tammy says she has a hard time chewing a lot of stuff sometimes. I said, well, cut some smaller pieces off and just swallow it. All right, let's get this cut down. You see how nice and sharp that knife is? You need to go watch my video on how to sharpen this summer. Okay? But look at it. This is rabbit meat. Man, that is awesome. Wow, I can just feel that knife tear into that meat. That's just the first part, okay? But I would highly recommend, you know, kind of like chicken when you go to a Chinese restaurant, about that size right there. And that's going to be perfect. Just nice little bite-sized pieces. All right, you know, the way I look at it is, hear me out, okay? If you're gonna go through the trouble of going hunting, and if you're gonna bring meat home, and you wasted, not wasted, but used all that energy, or if you spent your money raising rabbits like we did right here, the last thing you wanna do is skimp. Don't skimp on anything when it comes to this meat, okay? You've got your time invested and you've got your money invested in it, and you need to make it taste as good as it possibly can. Okay, and what I mean by that is, first of all, bacon. You can't put enough bacon in this stew to ruin it, okay? Wow, look at that knife. But you just want to get this bacon all cut up. I know Tammy would probably just, you know, throw this whole thing in there, but once we get this sizzling and getting it cooking, we're going to be throwing the meat in there and we're going to be mixing it all up. And then once the meat and the bacon are cooked, we'll be throwing it in the pot. Actually, I didn't need to push it that hard. that knife is sharp, guys. Here I am going like this and trying to saw it down. I guess I'm just kind of used. Okay, I want this on a medium flame. I don't want it to cook hard and fast because I got a lot of work to do. Alright, but I'll get that on a nice medium, not over medium flame. Okay. Got this big old softball size handful of bacon. I'm just going to put it in here. And spurtalize it. Okay. Pan's not quite hot. I didn't do the sizzle thing. But I hear it cooking now. Alright, we're just going to let that do its thing. Okay, I'm going to put this bacon over here. That bacon's going to take a little bit. I got some work to do with this one here. Okay, I'm going to add a little bit of olive oil. Just enough to cover the bottom of the pot. And I'm going to add just a little bit of butter. You know how we like butter. Probably going to put some more in there in a little bit. And then I'm going to stir that all around. Oh, look at it. Smells like popcorn. That's about what popcorn smells like when you're getting ready to make some popcorn. Ready? Okay, I got to get this bacon stirred up. I don't want to stick. Got some beautiful oil coming out of there. Or what do you call that? Bacon grease. Yeah. I think what I'm going to go ahead and do right now, I should, is I'm going to go ahead and put that rabbit meat in and not try to throw it on the floor like Tammy does. Okay. So I'll take all that, stir it around. Okay, make sure that that bacon is all mixed up with that rabbit meat. And we're going to let that continue to cook. I hope I can get a little brownness out of that meat, honestly. Right now, I'm going to add my peppers. Woohoo! How about that? I like it when I hear that noise. I got my onions, see? And I'm going to go ahead and throw the celery in there too. And I'm going to go ahead and get that stirred up. Okay? All that color. Isn't that beautiful? Okay, I'm going to add my mushrooms while all this is sauteing. And really, mushrooms is all relative. So you put in as many or as little as you want. I like a lot of mushrooms. So I think what I'll do is I'll leave just enough for another meal. I'm going to get that all. Oh yeah. Well, you know, by the time I get, you know, the actual stew going and those mushrooms cooked down, it ain't gonna look like there's that many. But there's nothing wrong with a good, healthy dose of fungus. Okay. All right, I'm gonna throw me a couple bay leaves in here. Yeah, 1, 2. Make sure you take them out when you get done. Ruh-roh. Tammy has a rosemary bush, huge, by the front door. 3 little sprigs. You know we like pepper. It's all relative, you know, but yeah. You know, this stew, wait till I get this thing going here. I'm gonna put a teaspoon, what I think is a teaspoon. I guess I'm gonna just kind of put some garlic on there. Looks like about the same amount. See, that's how we cook around here. We just kind of guesstimate. And I got it, where's the salt? Gotta have the salt. No, I don't want to use that side. Every time I use that big wide open side, I make a mess. But I'm going to do that. I'm just going to cover the top of that. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh my goodness. Kind of almost wish I had some garlic cloves, you know. Oh yeah, it starts to, that. Oh yeah. Okay. I think I need some thyme. And I don't mean time for cooking, like I need time to put in my pot. And I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm just going to grab that's about a teaspoon. Okay, see what I mean about looking like it come out the wild? I got some bay leaves, squirrels brought to me. I got some rosemary. And I got these huge wild mushrooms. They're not wild, but look at that. It looked like it come right straight out of the woods. We're not sticking. I'm just shuffling this all around. My veggies are all sauteed down. All right, what we're gonna do right now is we're gonna go ahead and get the base for this stew put together. Okay, I was gonna use water, but Tammy reminded me that we have special vegetable broth. How fitting, okay? So I'm gonna put my potatoes in. Gonna add my carrots. Just give that a quick stir. But what I really need to do is go ahead and put this broth in here. Okay. Looking righteous. All right, now what I'm going to do is You know, I needed a little bit more liquid in here, but I'm going to go ahead and add this special edition of Cabernet Sauvignon, dollar store, $3.99 wine. Hey, that rhymed, didn't it? All right, so now that I have my Cabernet in there, I'll just stir all this up. It's going to take a long time for this to do what it needs to do, but I'm going to bring it up to a boil now. I'll flip that on high because I'm ready. Okay, this meat is as done as I want it to get. So I'm just going to shut it off and I'm just going to let it sit here. But it is absolutely perfect. Perfect. Rabbit meat's browned a little bit. Bacon's cooked. Lots of bacon grease around the outside edges. Now I got my veggies on high because I'm ready to go in to hyperdrive. Okay? I want this to come to a boil fast. So I'm going to go ahead and set that there, and I'm going to put this lid on here. I'm just going to wait for steam to start rolling out. Okay, I'm just going to take a little taste of this here real quick. Oh yeah. Little ways to go. Wait till we get that bacon and that meat in there. Well, my main objective right now is to get this meat. As soon as I find something I can pick that up with. Just take all that meat. It's already cooked. You ain't got to worry about it. You just want it to go in there. And you want it to be able to soak up all that flavor. This is going to sit down here. I'm going to turn it down to low. And it's going to simmer for about an hour. Really, the key to bringing this all together is coming up. What I got to do right now is I got to get some flour, and I'm going to mix it up with some water. I guess you call that a slurry, all right? And then we're going to get it in this stew. And I'm going to show you the stew before I put it in there. But since we are here at this point in time, I actually think that's a little too small, but I'm going to go ahead and give it a whirl. I'm just going to add the water and then mix it up. It's actually going to be too thick, I think, but we'll see how it works out. So long as there's no lumps, so I'm told. I think last time I did this stew, I just poured it right straight in a pot. Little on the thick side. As long as I don't make a mess, right? Whoops. I'm sorry, I made a mess. I made another mess. You know what? That's looking pretty good. Alright, let's get this in this pot. Okay, you notice how I had this lid halfway sitting on the Dutch oven? That's to help a lot of the moisture escape out of the pot, okay? That way it'll kind of like concentrate more on flavor than water. And what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to pour this slurry mix into the pot and just give that a stir. All right, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some kitchen bouquet, more commonly to me known as brown salt. And I'm going to add probably about 1 ounce to 1.5 ounces. Maybe do it like that and stir it up. I actually think I'd like to put a little bit more in there. Now I went in here a little bit earlier while this was cooking, and I pilfered and got the bay leaves and the rosemary out. There we go. Look at the color of that. It's gonna be great. All right, what I'm gonna say about this stew is this is one of those kind of stews where you get the basics in, and then you can adjust it as you're moving along, okay? If you want to add some more bouillon, or if you want to add some more wine or something like that to taste, you can do that. But right now, the way this is good.
His methods are really unconventional, but it tastes great.
Yeah, give me a spoon. Am I on? All right, everybody. I hope you enjoy it. Hope you give it a try. You know, you got to make it up as you go, so adjust accordingly. Y'all have a good one. And I'm out.